Alright, so these have been planed already to a decent thickness. They were a little over 2 inches, and now that's something a little bit more appropriate. And I filled in the knots with some epoxy, but I'm really loving this alder. You can see just right off the planer, it's got a sheen to it, which is really cool. Basic glue up, nothing special here, I don't do anything different. Alright, so I did the first facing operation. You can see all the epoxy sections here, now nice and smooth. And all this is just uniform and perfect. So even when I do a glue up, and if there's just a tiny bit of glue residue on the seams, or if there's a tiny little lip, I don't have to worry about that because the facing operation is going to make sure everything is nice and smooth. This is the weight relief for the guitar, and rather than just hollow out the entire wing section as you normally would, let's say like on a thin line telly, I decided to add a little bit of aesthetics to the weight relief, even though technically no one will ever see this except you and I. These little weight relief chambers are simply that, they have no other value. They're not going to actually add any type of tone to the guitar or any additional resonance. It's just simply there to reduce weight. There will be an inset here, so the bridge will be inlaid into the wood, so more wood will be removed here. And then the actual electronics for the GK pickup will be inlaid in here as well. I could have just easily taken out all that wood, but this just looks cooler. And I always want to try something different. And we'll see, maybe another idea will be sparked from these cutouts. Maybe this will lead to another bit of inspiration and experimentation. So my design uses an arm carve, and I knew I wanted a top on the body, and trying to bend an actual top for the arm carve is pretty hard, and that's something I wanted to really explore. So I'm going to use a veneer. And so what I have to do is I have to make the arm carve the entire stock, because when we glue the veneer on, the veneer needs to be able to go over the entire stock and then also bend down with that slope. So you can see the stock basically just tapers down at an angle and goes all the way and finishes at a point here. So the veneer is going to be able to just easily glue and conform to that. So we're going to use a very special veneer. It's going to be made out of stone. So I think we're in a really good place these days, right? Where we starting to understand that for solid body electric guitars, wood plays a marginal role in the tone. And so we can explore alternative materials. And that's something that I do on this channel. And so obviously a veneer itself, even out of wood, isn't going to basically impact the tone at all. So then why not use something different? Stone. Let's take a look. It's beautiful. All right, so this is my stone top I'm going to be using. And you can choose from a variety of different types of stones. And this is actually real stone. There's a 3-dimensional quality to it. And then of course we have all this chaos, and it's chaos that I'm interested in. The natural wonders of what Mother Nature does to things like this stone facade. I mean, I get it. I get that woods are very pretty, right? Figuring in woods is pretty. You can get a little bit of chaos there, but there's nothing like this that can grow in trees. It's not a uniform thickness at all. I measured a corner here and I hit like 2.4 mil, and then it goes down to like 1.5 mil. These high spots got to be at least 5 or 6 or 7 mil. You want to take advantage of some of the texturing in the stone and some of the color swirls. So there's a lot of options here. And like I said, I can get a couple of tops out of this. And I'm going to be making quite a few Telecaster stone tops that will be for sale in my store. So I'm trying to get a shot of some of the topography just to show you kind of how varied the height is and how varied the texture is on the stone veneer. There's a lot of real benefits to using the stone. Look at this, look at this. And one of those is that no one's doing it. And you know, it's different, and that's really what excites me. When I see something like this, it just screams to be on a guitar. For me, what attracted me more than the texture was the color. I wanted a lot of different pinks and oranges and ambers, and I definitely wanted grays. I knew that this guitar would look killer with just a lot of neutral colors and just splashes and hints and hues of purples and pinks. You can see how big these textures are to scale with my hand. They would look so sick. So I think this will be one top here for a tele build. That'll make someone really happy. And this kind of ridge here, that looks like a mountain ridge, that'll be another top going angled that way. I think that would be great. And then to have like the pickups coming like that. I'm done with the 3D adaptive toolpaths, and this is the belly carve, and this is kind of a new style belly carve I'm doing. It may not look different to you, but this is the V-type belly curve that I see a lot of these days. So there's a lot of builders doing these really sharp and drastic V's here. So this isn't a, what you would call like a C. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to call it, but like a slow curve that goes all the way. So it starts off quite large towards the back of the guitar, then dips down into a V or point, and then goes back up to the upper horn. A lot of builders are doing these type of V belly curves. They look really cool. They may not be terribly comfortable. I mean, no one's stomach or belly is that shape, but it looks cool, and that's really the whole point for me. And this is the first neck heel transition that I've ever done for a neck through. And I'm going to experiment with these transitions, and this is the first iteration. We're about to start the finishing passes, so all this, everything you see here, including this glue, is all going to be hit by the end mill.